Hey guys, we get a lot of questions about how much does it cost us to feed all of our reptiles on a regular basis, and this is just a quick video, just a breakdown of all the different things, different products that we buy and different places that we buy them from, and how often, and some prices on things that we purchase, just to give you guys an idea on how much it costs us. We have probably 150 turtles and tortoises. We have about 30 something eggs in our incubators. We have 10 or 11 iguanas and bearded dragons, geckos, snakes. We got it all. So even we have fish in the tanks and fish in the pond. We have to feed everybody. Everybody has certain diets that they have to follow. So it's just it's an ongoing, constant purchasing things throughout the week, throughout the weeks and the month. Just to keep everybody fed and sustain their eating habits. So just a kind of quick video. I'm heading into a local produce shop by our home. They have really good prices, really good deals. We get all our greens here, fruit here. They have a lot of sales. A lot of things are two for $3, two for $5. So it's definitely worth us coming here and purchasing. It's cheaper than the bigger food chains like ShopRite or Giant. To purchase in this smaller little grocery store here. And so I'm heading in now just to get some stuff for the turtles so I can feed everybody today, and we'll let you know how we do. 99 cents a pound for bananas. Cheap. A couple. Some melons. So it was a good haul. $42. Actually got some stuff for Bob and I also. So we need this stuff as well. But yeah, $42. Got produce. I usually get fish as well for the pond turtles, sliders, and get tilapia or whitefish or whatever they have. But I didn't need it today because I have a bunch of stuff in the freezer. So that's my haul. Hey guys, so some other products we use to feed the turtles and tortoises are some pellets. We have just floating pellets. This is an aquatic turtle pellet. This is for hatchlings, but they also have an adult size. This size is just really small, and they have size that's a little bit bigger for bigger turtles. And our maps really like this. The reeves like it. Even the three toads, desert box turtles. We feed them all the little hatchlings. They love this stuff, along with the reptile floating food sticks. These guys get a mixture of this. They don't get this every day. They get it. I'd rather give them fresh produce and fruit and worms, mealworms. I'd rather give them all that stuff, but this is just a good thing as a filler. Also these floating sticks, I don't know how to pronounce it. I can't say it, so I'm not even going to try, so I'm embarrassed myself. But these actually, a lot of the guys like this. The Chinese box turtles really like this. The little golf hatchlings that we have, three-toed hatchlings, they all love this stuff. We use vitamins. We use a multivitamin, and they get this. It's probably like once a week I give them this, but in the summertime when the guys are outside, I don't give them any supplements whatsoever. They're getting everything naturally outside. When they're indoors, they get a multivitamin and they get a calcium with D3. The chameleons don't get calcium with D3. They just get calcium without D3. I sprinkle it on their insects, their crickets and superworms, whatever they go. They're outside as well, so they're getting natural sun. They're getting all that stuff that they need naturally right now. But when they're back inside, we like to make sure that we give them a good dose of vitamins and calcium. I also make hard-boiled eggs. I make a paste as well with ground turkey or ground chicken, fruit, pellets, vitamins, eggs. I just mix everything all together in a blender and make a big batch of it and have it, put little containers in the freezer so I always have it available. All the box turtles love that stuff. Deserts, the ornates, golfs, three toads, they love it. They'll eat it. Even our little ambos, our little areolatas, they love this stuff. So that's something I always try to make every couple of weeks and just have it in the freezer. And it's just a good filler, and it's good for them because it has all the vitamins in it when I put the calcium and the multivitamin in there as well. These guys, we feed the cherries, the reds, all the tortoises, we feed them Missouri. We don't do it all the time. In the summer, they usually get fresh fruit and produce. Every once in a while, I'll give them a big dose of Missouri in with their food just to fill them up. It's a good filler. They get it more often in the winter when they're inside, just as a supplement to give them something other than all the produce, and it's a little easier on our pocket as well. We buy big bags of it. I think it's 30 pounds, or I don't think it's 50 pounds. I think they're 30-pound bags, and we get them directly from Missouri.com. We also get a crocodile pellet, which we feed the pond turtles with. It's a smaller round pellet from Missouri as well. They're called crocodile pellets. They feed crocodiles this stuff, but fortunately for me, we don't have any crocodiles. I'm sure Bob would love to have one, but not yet. So we feed those guys. We buy a 30-pound bag of that as well, and they eat that. There's also like a fruity pebble-looking kind of pellet. I don't really like them all that much. The iguanas like it. You see it in pet shops all the time. I really don't like to buy that kind of stuff, but every once in a while we'll give some to the iguanas because some of them actually really like it. So as long as they're getting everything else that they need, their fruit, their produce, a large variety of produce, everybody's good. Everybody's nice and healthy. They're getting natural sun, they're getting natural UV, and it's just vitamin D. They're getting all of that stuff outside. We do have some guys inside, like we have the bearded dragons inside. We have a gecko inside, and the Chinese are now inside, and our little Gulf Coast hatchlings and our three-toed hatchlings, the little tiny ones, are inside. And that's just because they're just too small to be outside. Chinese, we had them outside for a little while, but we never saw them. They were just too scared. They never came out. They never ate. We had to pull them out every time we wanted to feed them. We put them inside, and they are loving life. They're eating like crazy. They're aggressive. They're doing much better. So we just, they're young, so maybe next year they'll be ready to go back outside. But for now, we just try to give everybody the supplements that they need, the proper diets that they need. We have a lot of animals. We have, well over 100 turtles. We have iguanas. We have, other cyclora, bearded dragons. I mean, we have snakes. So it's just, sorry about that. It's just a matter of making sure that everybody's getting what they need and everybody's on a cycle. We don't feed everybody every day, obviously. Guys are outside, they can eat weeds. We pull weeds right out of the ground. We love the weeds that we have growing in our backyard because they eat it all. They eat everything, and they love it. So we pull dandelion, we pull clover. We let them just walk around in the open area while we watch them, the hermits and the Russians and leopards. Just let them walk around and feed, and then we put them back. And sometimes that's what they get. They don't have to always have produce from a store. They can eat the natural stuff that's outside. Unfortunately, they ate everything that's in their enclosure, so there's really nothing left for them to eat except some grass. And every once in a while, we'll see them nibbling on a hostas.
Oh.
Hey everybody, so some other products that we buy for the turtles, the tortoises, chameleons, snakes, is crickets. We buy crickets by 1,000. This is 1,000 crickets we got from the Hidden Reef today. We're going to open it up. We have a big Tupperware container that we cut out the top. We have a screen on the top so there's air in there. We put a little container of sponge water in there so they have something to drink. And we put some food. We throw produce in there for them so they have something to eat, and it gives them a nice fat belly for these guys. We also buy hornworms. These are insane. These things, they come with food. There's food on the bottom. You actually, when you store them this way, but you have to make sure that they're on something where they can breathe because there's holes in the bottom. They grow 3 times the size in a matter of days. So these are actually pretty big for what we usually get them, and they're like tiny. But these are pretty big. In a couple of days, you should keep them in a cooler area if you don't want them to get too big. If you keep them in a warm area, they just grow really quickly. We're going to keep them in our iguana room because it's nice and cool in there right now because nobody's in there. But yeah, the little jay, our Chinese water dragon, eats these. Bearded dragons eat these. And that's about it. I tried giving them to the box turtles, but they don't really like them. We also have frozen mice, which we give to our corn snakes. We bought these at the Hidden Reef as well this morning. We just buy them, six at a time, sometimes 4 at a time. Keep them in the freezer in little separated baggies and take them out and defrost them when we want to feed the guys. Once a week we feed the snakes. Frozen bloodworms. We feed these to a lot of the water turtles inside, the baby reeves. We have a little baby slider in here we also got from the Hidden Reef. And he gets these. We feed him outside. We throw him in with the maps and little podoc out there and the Florida soft shells. So this is great. I mean, this thing is, I think, $4 or $5 for all this, and they're all in little separate little tabs. Keep them in the freezer, you pop them out. Tilapia, frozen tilapia. It's one of the foods that we feed the pond turtles. Snake necks, bigger reefs outside will eat this as well. European ponds will eat this. I just buy bags of this to keep it in the freezer. I also buy whitefish. What happened? I also buy whitefish. And
very intensely listening to you.
Yes, everything. And what are these things called again? Wow, what are they? Smelts? I don't know what the heck they are. But they eat these as well. It's just these little tiny, I cut them up and into little pieces and feed them with tongs. They love that as well. I'm gonna take some of these out, so I'm gonna feed those guys. But yeah, it's just some of the other products that we feed to our tortoises, iguanas. Well, this is not the iguanas. Chinese dragons, water dragons, box turtles, little turtles, everybody. Not us though. We don't eat any of this. Sammy might.
Sammy. Anybody.
Thanks. Ciao. So this is how we store our crickets. Just a big tub. Cut out a top. Put a screen in there. Had a couple holes that we have a couple holes that we had to patch up a little bit. So just cut out a new screen and put it in there. But we save old paper towel rolls. Just kind of throw them in the bottom. I have little containers with wet paper towels, so this is what they actually, that's how they hydrate. I give them produce. I also give them leftover produce from any of the animals that's been sitting out. I'll just throw it in there and they'll eat it. It's good food for them. It's what we want our turtles to have in their system. So it's, I actually find that the cricket food that they sell in the store, that gel, they die quicker whenever I give them that stuff, so I don't give them that. But here's our box of crickets. I'm going to try to do this without losing many of them. So again, this is from the Hidden Reef, where we buy the majority of our products from. Sammy's got to come check it out. Sammy has to check out everything.
Hey, buddy.
Alright, so I'm going to open that side.
You crack me up.
And then I'm going to open this side. Just makes it easier to pop them out. Watch out, Sammy. You're going to get stabbed in the face.
We don't want that.
What was that?
We don't want that.
No. So we have a nosy dog.
Pipe up, you nosy.
Alright, so there's little egg crates in here. So I'm going to open it this way. Oops, I missed a piece. Open the flaps.
Now we'll count them to make sure all 1,000 are there.
Yes. This is what 1,000 crickets look like. And there they go. We'll cover them up, and then we store them inside. We have, like we said, the iguana room is cool right now because there's nobody in there. So we'll store them in there. And if you store them in a hot room, they're going to die. They just can't stand the heat, especially in our big room. So we just put them in a cool room, and these will last us probably a week and a half. Maybe 2 weeks if we have bad weather like we've had. We haven't been really feeding guys out here, but that's the crickets.
You said bad weather.
Bad weather. Bad weather. Okay, you want some crickets? Do you want some crickets? Yes? All right. Another thing we buy in bulk from the Hidden Reef are super mealworms. Our box turtles eat these. Our desert box turtles absolutely will not eat anything. They'll eat worms once in a while, but they want to eat super mealworms and crickets. All of the ornates eat them. Three toes eat them. Even our little redfoots, frickin' frack, and our little cherry George eat them as well. They're very popular food here, so we buy them it seems like every 2 weeks. And we get 200 at a time. This is how they come. And I'm just going to put them in this little, I don't know, cricket container. Is that what these things are usually for? Or are they for gerbils? Or what are they for?
Any kind of small animal.
Small animals. These guys are quick. So I just kind of fit them in here. They're lively. And these are actually better than mealworms. These are super mealworms, and they have more calcium in their shells, I believe, and they're actually better than just the smaller mealworms that you get in pet shops as well. But these things have a little bit more
Nutritional value.
Yes, that's it. Say that again.
Nutritional value.
Yes. Nutritional. Speak up. Man on the front.
Nutritional value.
Yeah, these things are lively. They kind of stink a little bit, but
A lot of it.
it's like normal. And there they go. We're going to store these in the same room with the crickets. The iguana room right now is cold. It's there's no animals in there, so the air conditioner is pumping in there. Door's closed. Stays nice and cool in there. So these guys don't go in the refrigerator. Mealworms go in the refrigerator. These do not go in the refrigerator. They die if you put them in the refrigerator. But mealworms are best if you keep them in the refrigerator. It stunts their whatever, and they live longer. But these guys are going in the cold room, and they're going to be served up hopefully tomorrow if we have a nice sunny day. I doubt we will, but we can hope. Thanks.
Nutritional value.
Nutritional value. So at this point, you're probably wondering, what else do they feed these turtles and tortoises and reptiles? We buy Canadian night crawlers from CanadianCrawlers.com. We get them 500 at a time. We usually get them every 2 weeks. They're about, I think they're $58 for 500 Canadian night crawlers, which is really cheap. We were buying them from a local shop, but this summer the price went up to $90 for 500. So this is saving us over $30 every 2 weeks. So unfortunately, we had to start ordering online. We like buying local. We like using all the local shops and businesses, but when it comes to a savings of $30 every 2 weeks, that's $60 a month that we're saving in worms. And we go through these things. All of the box turtles eat these. Gulf Coast, deserts, ornates, the reds, the cherries, love them. Woods, ambos, areolatas. So this is how they come. They usually come, we order them, you have to order them by Friday, and they ship them out on Mondays. So if you miss that date on Friday, if you miss ordering them by 3 o'clock, I think it is, you gotta wait till the following week. And we get them in usually by Wednesday. So this is how they come in a styrofoam container. There's dirt, there's a bag of ice. Bag of ice in here. It's not ice anymore, but they're nice and cool. And there's just some newspaper clippings in here, but this is 500 worms. These guys are gonna eat for 2 weeks. The Gulfs are gonna love them. Woods love them, everybody loves them. So I'm gonna go out there and feed some of these guys now, and then I'm gonna pack these worms up. We have a little refrigerator that we keep in the basement. It's a college refrigerator, like a college-sized refrigerator. I put them in containers, usually 2 containers. They have holes in the containers along the sides. Seal them up, keep them in the refrigerator, and usually they get us through the 2 weeks, and then the next batch comes in. So $58, CanadianCrawlers.com. Worth it. Thanks everybody for watching. I hope you like this video. I'm just in with Albus and Delilah, feeding them. He's just sitting on my head. Please subscribe to our page. Check us out on Facebook as well, and like our page there. And let us know in the comments if you have any questions. There he goes. Let us know if you have any questions, and we'll be more than happy to answer them. Thanks a lot.